and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be glad to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. And it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Thank you for liking and sharing, giving me a thumbs up. And even if you don't give me a thumbs up and you want to stay in the bushes, guess what? All are welcome on this channel. Hey, thank you for being here anyway. Today we come to the zodiac sign of Leo, sun, moon, or rising, or any placement in your birth chart. Leo, 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 Leo. Okay. What is it that Leo needs to know for their highest good? What is it that Leo needs to know for their highest good? This one wants to come out. What is it that Leo needs to know for their highest good? Okay. Thank you. One second, ladies and gentlemen. The first card that we have, Leo, is the Hierophant. It's upside down, okay? We know the Hierophant could represent Source, God, the Creator. The Hierophant could also represent someone very spiritually in tune, someone very spiritually inclined, someone very confident and intelligent as well, someone well-versed, well-traveled, someone who has a lot of skills, talents, and gifts. But with this coming out in the upside down position, Leo, this could be your energy or someone around you, maybe feeling like you're out of place, maybe feeling like something isn't right, okay? You could be thinking or feeling that maybe someone is trying to manipulate energy around you. Maybe someone is doing some kind of ritualistic practice, maybe projecting onto you, maybe slandering your character, gossip, okay? That is also a form of negative projection when people are speaking about you behind your back as well. Whether these people are known or unknown. But by the Hierophant energy being in an upside down position, this card is representing that you are feeling imbalance at this time currently. You are feeling that things aren't where they need or should be at this time, okay? You can't put your finger on what the problem is. You possibly been trying to figure things out. And Spirit is saying for you to do some grounding work. And it's okay to practice your spiritual hygiene if you feel you need to cleanse, if you feel you need to cleanse in any way, whether it's a spiritual bath or cleansing your environment. There's many ways you can do that. You can take time to research on that on your own timing. Yes, but make sure you're practicing your spiritual hygiene, and also make sure you're doing your grounding work as well. Because sometimes it's not always that someone is manipulating energy. I know it's a popular thing to see in titles that someone is doing something to you. Sometimes it's nothing at all. Sometimes it's just a natural state of action having a natural state of a reaction. And so, but I'm picking up that you feel or you're thinking that someone is manipulating energy, maybe doing ritualistic practices against you, or maybe projecting onto you. And so maybe you are someone who watch a lot of tarot reads. Maybe you're into divination. You could be a diviner yourself. And Spirit is saying it is okay to make sure that you are aware and, fully aware and obtain the knowledge of what things are when it comes to your spirituality or your spiritual beliefs or practice. But be mindful of not allowing yourself to, experience the NLP, the programming of constantly maybe seeing or hearing people speak about manipulation, metaphysical manipulation, or people maybe doing rituals to manipulate energy. Maybe you're someone who watch a lot of reads, and maybe in the titles or maybe in the conversations of the distribution of the reading, you're hearing that someone is projecting or trying to cause some kind of harm. I'm picking up on the energy of someone who loves divination. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm picking up on someone who could also be a tarot reader. There's nothing wrong with that. But Spirit is saying be mindful, because you do not want to dishevel yourself mentally or spiritually. You do not want to think it's one thing and then when actuality it is not. You do not want to think it's one thing when in actuality it's not. This could really just simply be you need to do some grounding work. There's a lot taking place around us on a daily, worldwide. Doesn't matter who you are. We all are enduring a lot of different energies that are, voluntarily projected onto us. That's out of our control. Things that's happening in the media, things that we hear about our loved ones, things that's going on in people's lives as well as your personal life. But do not allow, be mindful. Spirit is saying once again, because you may be feeling that because you're constantly possibly watching something about obsessively excessively watching readings that are speaking of someone manipulating energy or trying to cause someone harm. So be mindful. This is not to say that anyone is false. This is not projecting any negative energy. I'm not calling any readers false, but this in this message, Spirit is saying for you, the viewer, collective, to be mindful of watching so many reads repetitively that is speaking on that topic. Not to say that they're not legit. That doesn't mean their reading is wrong. What Spirit is saying is that it is having an effect on you. It is affecting your spirit and your aura by you constantly seeing this in the title, by you constantly hearing something, somebody's trying to do something to you. And so from the consistency of that, energetically, you will attract the thoughts in your mental faculties and also spiritually speaking, different energies, into your aura, and you'll feel or get to thinking that someone's trying to do something to you when in actuality it is false. Spirit is saying you are safe, whoever you are. You can surrender any worries or concerns that you have. You do not have to be paranoid. And if you are feeling you need to protect yourself, you do not need permission to do so. It's okay to do that. Practice your spiritual hygiene and always protect yourself. And there's many ways to do that. And so make sure you're grounding, though. It's coming up something about you need to increase your grounding. Maybe you're doing it once a week. So maybe Spirit could be saying just to increase it in whatever way you do your grounding work. Everything doesn't work for everyone. That's why I say do your own research and find what works for you. But maybe you need to turn it up a notch. Maybe you need to go out in nature a little bit more. Okay. It's something about you. The more you increase your grounding ability, you'll be able to receive more clarity and also be able to decipher familiar energy. What energy is yours and what energy isn't. When it's an illusion and when something is real. Okay. That's for somebody. That's not for everybody, but those who are watching know who this is for. Okay, so you are safe. No one's doing anything to you. Spirit wants you to turn up your spiritual hygiene, period, just cleansing, because sometimes you can also, before we move forward, collective, you can go into an environment of people who don't even know you. And if this environment is just riddled with a lot of negative energy, these are people that don't know you now. And I'm talking about just your physical body, just walking into an environment. But there may have been things that have taken place in that environment that you are unaware of. And the residue of that darkness, whether it's past or it's something going on in the present, it can cling on to you. Now, this is not nothing to have anxiety about, but I'm just trying to be as clear as I be descriptive, while relaying this message. So you don't have to be anxious or nervous. You are safe, but there are many ways that you can pick up negative energy, which can affect you being disheveled spiritually, feeling uneasy, feeling unbalanced, not feeling like yourself, or maybe trying to receive clarity, but you may say something's blocking me. Well, it's not a person blocking you. It's just you needing to turn it up a notch when it comes to your maintenance. Okay, as a spiritual being, the maintenance. The next card that we have here, Leo, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and so the Page of Pentacles, it's time for you to become a student of yourself, learn yourself, and enjoy studying yourself. But also, Spirit is saying allow a lot of things that you have learned in your upbringing to fall to the side as you find out these things are not true, just because it may be traditional, for people to, put cinnamon in their yams. So I'm going to use that as an example. You can change the tradition and say, you know what, I'm just going to use agave, or it may be a tradition to use butter in the yams. You can change the tradition and say, you know what, I'm not going to use butter at all. I'm just going to put some agave in there and carry on. Okay. And so Spirit is saying, feel free to allow the unlearning, Leo, to begin. Okay. It is difficult if you've been doing something for a long time, or you also have family members who are accustomed of following these traditions and trends, but it's okay for you to change it up, switch it up, change the tradition. This path, your mission is about you, Leo. It is not about, well, it is about, your lineage, but the questions that you are desiring at this point in time in your life, I'll say it like that. These questions are really about you, how you perceive the world, how you feel and think about other people, you getting to know yourself. So much so, taking time to study yourself and learn yourself. And the things that you find out were maybe false, you don't have to become enraged or upset or maybe call up someone. Why did you teach me so and so in fifth grade? That is not true. No, Spirit is saying that is the time that you just accept it is what it is and allow the unlearning to unfold, because this is part of your path. Okay. I'm picking up on someone here on planet Earth, here in the Matrix. But while you are here, there are things, there's a maintenance to the spiritual being that must be done and maintained. Okay. And so Source wants you to put your energy on that, maintaining your maintenance. And as you move forward, you will see and you will notice, collective, things will begin to change for you. The next card we have here is the Lovers, Leo. Okay. The Lovers. And as you see, there's two hands caressing one. And so with this Lovers energy here, this is the energy of your spiritual team, caressing you. Okay. Caressing you. And let me point out another thing. These are three hands, okay? All right, one with polish, one unpolished, okay? There's another hand in the middle. So this energy here is your ancestors sending love and sending support your way, letting you know that we are working with you and we are here to support you. Confirmation with the train horn, but we need you to be fully aware that there is a process of unlearning. So things that you may have been doing forever, all of your life, there may be some things you just may decide not to do, and it's okay. And they want you not to wrestle with it, not to create friction where there doesn't need to be friction. Okay. So give yourself, Leo, the justice. Give yourself the justice, okay, in the upright. That means the scales are balanced. And so in order to give yourself this justice, this peace in your life, as you learn yourself, develop your self-awareness, and, learn better ways to move about and delegate your affairs in life throughout the world, society. Give yourself the justice of having peace in your mind and your heart, and knowing that it's okay, to be different, to do things different. You can break tradition. You're not going to be loved any less. Okay. I'm picking up someone is feeling that. Oh, if I don't follow this, something's going to happen. No, that's a lie. That's another truth. I mean, that's another truth I just gave you. That's a lie. You're not going to be loved any less just because you decide to do something different. We're living in a world that's constantly going through a metamorphosis. We're constantly in evolution. Things are changing inside of us and outside of us, Leo. So it would make no sense to try to reside the same and change nothing in a world that is constantly changing. Let that marinate. And so we have the Page of Wands. And so Spirit is confirming to continue to be a student of yourself, take the lessons to be learned, find the lessons that are learned in situations that you may feel that are dark, such as you feeling with the Hierophant upside down that something isn't right. Okay. No one is doing anything to you. This is a spiritual nudge from your spirit team, from the Most High, saying for you to do more grounding work, spend more time going within, whether it's through prayer or meditation. Maybe you like to do journaling. Okay. There are many things that you can do to connect with spirit or source. Okay. All are welcome on this channel. Does not matter what your belief system is. All are welcome on this channel. Okay. So feel free to be you and be yourself. So things are constantly changing. You're in the world that's constantly going through changes. So it does not make sense for you to sit still and change nothing. Okay, if you were this amethyst, and things start to change, I'm pretty sure this crystal would reform as well. It would either change its shape or its color or something eventually. Okay, you charge it enough, and a lot of crystals will change themselves. But either way, those who know. But either way, yes, we're supposed to change things. We're not supposed to be the same. We're not supposed to keep doing the same thing day in, day out. It's okay to be different. It's okay to try something new. Okay? It's okay to change your palette. That's for someone. Okay? Okay? I'm seeing a Leo maybe having a disagreement in their household about what kind of foods to eat. Maybe you want to eat healthier. Maybe you want to change your eating habits. I'm seeing a Leo actually maybe spatting with their spouse or maybe their young adult children about what kind of groceries to buy, what to cook, what not to cook. Okay, but do your thing. Okay, and if these are like grown children, let them eat what they want and tell them to purchase it too. That's how you do that. If you're someone, that'll get them to listen to you, Leo. If they want to argue with you about what to cook and how to do things, let them know, look, you can have anything you want. Just make sure you buy your own groceries. If these are older children, okay, if they're like 18, if they're like 20 and they're still living with you, which is fine, to each his own, okay? There's nothing wrong with living at home with your parents or your family, whatever works for you, okay? All right, everyone's mission is different, but let them know to buy their own groceries and let them know the food that you're going to buy is going to be what you like. But I see someone having a disagreement over what they're going to cook and what they're not going to cook. And like the children, but these are like older children, not small children. Like could be a teenager, maybe from 16, maybe to the age of 25, arguing with their mother or father about what they want to eat and don't want to eat. Okay. Cute. That's for somebody. That's not for everybody. Okay. And so the next card we have here is the King of Swords. Okay. Queen of Swords. You or someone around you. Okay. Could be a Taurus, have that Taurus energy in your chart, Leo. But either way, continue to study as you see this person is sitting at a desk, and they're figuring things out. And so don't give up on yourself. Continue learning and growing. It's okay to make mistakes. Your life and your path does not like to look like, does not have to, not like to, does not have to, excuse me, look like anyone else's. I constantly remind people of that because sometimes we mistakenly compare ourselves, and sometimes we are comparing ourselves and we don't know that we're doing it to other people. And so it makes no sense to do that because no two humans are alike. We are all individually, uniquely, divinely created. And so if you're going to compare two things, they must be alike, but we're all different. There's so many things that are different about us from the time we were born to the way we walk, talk, measurements. We could go on and on. Okay. Yes. So feel free, but your spirit team is here with the Lovers card. They're trying to caress your soul and your spirit and let as these hands are holding this other hand, that it is okay. Okay. It is okay. It is all right. You can make mistakes. No one is perfect. We love you. We support you. And whatever it is that you feel that you need to do different. I'm also picking up that there's something that you feel you need to change and you're just battling with it. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it that way. Whatever way you choose is okay, Leo. Make it your own. Make it your own. This is your life. This is your path. This is your mission, okay? But whatever you do, they want you to, return to the King of Wands, return to that destined energy, okay? That energy of having enough maturity and enough self-love and knowledge, to apply to yourself and sit on your throne. Be confident in when you make your decisions. Make sure whatever you choose to engage in, you're doing it out of pure intentions, not to compete, not to compare. Make sure you're constantly cleansing yourself, as we mentioned several times earlier, and you're not making choices or taking action due to resentment, maybe some kind of residue of resentment. You want to work on forgiveness. That is for someone. And to work on forgiveness, As I must inform you, does not mean to return to the person. Return, Laverne. We don't have enough cocoa butter or shea butter for that, okay? You do not have to return to the person or the place that hurt you or scarred you. You can surrender, and between you and Source, the divine, you can confess and surrender, any pain that has been inflicted or projected onto you. And just surrender and choose to forgive that person and yourself. To forgive does not mean that you return to the person and start dealing with them again. To forgive does not mean that you give people access to your life repeatedly. And see, that's another thing that we have been taught, and we need to allow, Leo, the unlearning to occur. Forgiveness does not mean that you're going to be encountering this person again. Does not mean you have to date them again, marry them again, be their friend again, show up to play cards with them again. Whatever it is, okay? You can surrender that energy and forgive them from a distance. Just like you can love a person from a distance, you can wholeheartedly, 10 toes down, 100% guarantee, forgive a person, from a distance. You do not have to pull up to their house. You don't need to inbox nobody, call nobody, gossip with nobody about what happened. You can surrender that. And that's a solo project. That is between you and the divine. It's solo, it's private, it's personal, and that's between you and Source, okay? For you to make that connection and that decision to surrender that energy if you are someone who is holding any resentment. Because if you don't surrender it, it will create blockages, it will leave you stagnant, and you'll be scratching your head and you'll be wondering what's going on here. And you don't want to be in that energy. You don't want to inflict with the Three of Swords. You do not want to inflict any pain on yourself that does not have to be, Leo. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.